Man, this comic book sucks. And the reviews online said it was good. I wasted my money. Why didn't somebody tell me? Hey, welcome back. We are here. I think Big Business wants us to use a different name, but he didn't specify. So once again, the Spinner Rack reviews are here, and
a different name for the show?
you know,
We're Spinner Rack.
No, for like this stuff, the comic stuff, he wants us to use.
What? Like a mini rack?
I can't.
No.
I can't tell you. No, I can't tell you the name on the air.
It's that bad.
No, it has to be off the air.
Okay.
But hey, we're back. It's me and Prime Minister.
PD. How do?
Okay, so we got three up. We got three up for you. We're reviewing The Shadow, Aquaman, and
Doctor Strange.
yes. So why don't we get
This
started?
is how good it's going.
Yeah. That's how
Can't
good it's going.
remember
I love reviewing comics, but there does come a point in the process where you would love to have a week with three winners. Okay, not a loser, not well, it wasn't too bad, and a winner. And the winner is only there because the other two are like really bad. Mm-hmm. So I'm still waiting for that week. We haven't gotten there yet. But hey, you know, Christmas is coming, so we got another few months. So we're going to start with we'll start with The Shadow.
It sounded like, watch it, man. It sounded like you were going to curse. It didn't sound like you were starting with The Shadow. That's Matt Wagner. He's a pretty good guy. Keep going.
Okay, look, all respect to Wagner. He has a very good pedigree when it comes to these type of stories. Actually, he reminds me of a Chuck Dixon type of writer, where he actually does his homework, he does his research, you know, he'll read up some stuff, he'll watch some stuff, really try to see what are the selling points of the character, why do people like the character, and then he gets over it. And if you've read any of his other stuff, if you read, if you read Trinity, mm-hmm. if you read Mage, even though Mage wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but that was still very solid storytelling, mm-hmm. or any of the other works that he's gone, especially the Grendel stuff, or the crossovers with Grendel and Batman, you know, there's never going to be any problem with the writing. The biggest problem for me was, to be quite honest, coming in with this issue, I really don't think that I got the full gist of it without getting the other three issues in. That was the biggest problem for me. Very enjoyable issue, mm-hmm. from, you know, writing wise. Art, I mean, I see what they're going for. But you know, hey. No. You know, it's just hard. It's just really hard to get it. It's like not everything has to look like Shambhala and Shangri-La because you're dealing with the Shadow. And remember, that part of his origin was retcon. It wasn't that, you know, he went there to do anything. That was later on, mm-hmm. that actually happened. They decided to give him that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't a home run, but, you know, it wasn't a strikeout either.
I enjoyed this issue. I enjoy pretty much most of Matt Wagner's art. I didn't necessarily get into Mage that much, but art-wise, I usually, you know, follow him around. This story here, I think it was a slow start with introducing one of his person that he's affiliated with. But then when he's running around chasing one, and the shadow actually, the drawn shadow is chasing the character, that's a great visual on representing the character rather than just showing his character sort of following. It's like, okay, this is some of that element that they took from the shadow and added to Batman, because Batman wouldn't have this shadow just pop up and it'd be perfect all the time. So that was one I liked. And then I wanted to see what's going to happen in the next issue because of, you know, seeing the character at the end, the reveal at the end. So for me, I enjoyed it.
I don't know if they actually took that from Batman, because Batman had the comic
first. I guess from, I don't know if they had the visual, but
because Batman has a comic first and the Shadow has a comic afterwards. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely inspired. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, without a doubt, it's definitely inspired by the Shadow. All that, this like really this enigmatic Avenger of the Night stuff, and the automobile. That's mm-hmm. all from, that's all, you can tie all of that right back to the Shadow. Even though, all respect to Bill Finger was doing things that the Shadow wasn't even mm-hmm. it wasn't even on the Shadow's periphery, to be quite honest. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can definitely see some of the elements over there, but
just the Shadow, this aspect of, even if they didn't have it in a comic, the aspect of a Shadow.
Oh yeah.
And then Batman having this perfect shadow that'd be looming over.
Oh, they would
other
narrate
people.
that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
You know, the criminal
Yeah.
girl turned around
Yeah.
to see the perfect shadow behind them, but no human figure. What could this mean? Who knows what
Yeah.
evil lies in the hearts of men?
I think
the
we should-
shadow knows.
I think we should hire him. I think he might do well as the Shadow, the new Orson Welles, the new voice of the Shadow.
He did the shadow voice.
He
Orson
did,
Welles?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool,
different
that's
times,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
Well, he did everything, but obviously they, when they did some radio stuff, he
Yeah.
did that too.
All right. I mean, for me, look, it's a 3. I mean, I'll give this like 3.5 stars. I think it's a good jumping on point. I wanted a little bit more, and because I was so happy with the Lone Ranger Green Hornet book, especially coming in the middle of things. And story-wise, I always think the best writers are those guys. You could jump into the middle of this, and you're so gripped with it. You're like, okay, I got to go back and read the first couple issues, and I'm definitely here for the rest of the ride. Here, I'll probably stay on, but it just felt like I wish it could have been pulled in a little bit harder with it. I think anybody who doesn't have the connection or the recollections of the Shadow that I would, this might be just a one-shot book for you. It might just be a one-shot book.
I'm going 3 also. I don't know, just enjoyed it. I think you should go back and see what happened before and see how it plays out to the end. But yeah, so far I've been checking out the different stuff Matt Wagner's been doing for the Shadow. So yeah, I'm definitely recommend. And I guess that's it for this one, right?
Yep. Okay, so now you know who knows what lurks in your heart, all of you evil people out of there, and you can't escape the Shadow.
Oh, that's the other part that I wanted to talk about. It's just one last bit of the fact that this affected Steve Ditko so much of not having a Shadow. He created his own
The
twice
Question.
or thrice. So, like he had the Question. Even if you look at Mr. A,
Right.
even though he pushed it, he said this is more of a objectivism sort of character. It's still the Shadow.
Yeah.
It's still definitely the Shadow.
I mean, the Question, in some ways, the Question was worse than the Shadow ever was.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then Alan Moore decides, I'm just gonna tear everything down and just do Rorschach. It's like these guys aren't. It's like you're no longer an Avenger of the Night. You have psychological problems, and you're taking it out on other people who you don't believe society cares about. That's pretty much where it's going. But yeah, that is a good point.
Well, then that bringing up Alan Moore's, I don't know if it's true, but Alan Moore says that Ditko said, yeah, I saw Watchmen. Rorschach is like the Question, but he's crazy. Like it's like that goes to another thing. But we enjoyed this, and I just wanted to bring that little bit up.
And don't worry, we're gonna have our Watchmen review. Probably never.
Are we doing the Watchmen movie or doing the comic book? Are we gonna fight over that at some point?
Well, we haven't decided yet. We got a whole bunch of stuff that's simmering. But look, we have day jobs. Sorry. Okay. So hey, we'll see you guys with the next review.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Spinnerack.
Spinnerack.
You saved me money.